In this video, we're gonna draw a dragon and I'm gonna tell you all about my new big project, my very first RPG zine. So the time has finally come. I've made a few one-page dungeons, I've run a few custom D&D campaigns, and I think I'm finally ready to publish my first RPG zine. So every year Kickstarter does a thing called Zine Quest. It's in February. I think there's going to be one this year. I'm not totally sure. But it's just a big roundup of small Kickstarter campaigns that are for RPG zines. I plan on doing a fun little starter adventure, like a level 1 through 3 kind of thing. My plan is to make it useful for a D&D game, OSR stuff, kind of fit into whatever fantasy system you got going. The big thing is I want you to be able to tackle all of the encounters in this adventure in whatever way you want. So if you want to run a completely social game with no fighting, you can totally do that. Or if you want to go in daggers blazing and stab some monsters, you can do that too. Okay, so let's jump over to the computer. I want to start drawing this dragon, start figuring things out, and I'm going to tell you all about this zine that I'm just so excited for. Okay, so first things first is the name. The zine is going to be called Flik Silverpen's Guide to Dragontown. So my initial idea for this video was to draw the cover of the zine, but I realized that there's still so much stuff to figure out about the look and the feel and the tone and the style of the zine, not just the illustration but the writing too, that I just wasn't ready to tackle the cover yet. So I thought, let's just draw this dragon, the dragon of Dragontown, and start trying to figure out what this whole thing's gonna look like. The other thing I should say is that I have the whole zine planned out, outlined out, but I still have so much work left to do on it. I still have to write everything. I still gotta do all the illustrations of the NPCs and the maps. And really, I want to bring you along on the process of creating this zine. So this is just a little intro video to tell you what's going on. And over these next 2 months, as I lead up to the Kickstarter, and probably while the Kickstarter's going on and probably a little bit past, I'm going to be making videos all about my process of putting this zine together. By the time we get to February, you'll have an awesome idea of what this thing's all about, if it's something you're interested in backing or picking up. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when new videos about Dragontown are posted. So yeah, there's a ton of work left to do, and I'm super excited to share it all with you. So a few months ago, I did a video about how to draw a town map, and that was the first iteration of Dragontown. So this town is set on the edge of a mountain range in this farming area, a place where these magical apples grow. And this dragon that I'm trying to figure out how to illustrate right now is kind of like the mayor of this town. So basically, before Dragontown was Dragontown, there was an old fort that had a small town around it, but the town and the fort went into ruins. That was until this gold dragon came and took over this ruined fort, kind of moved in, brought his hoard of treasure. And the reason he's here is because he loves these magical apples that grow in this region around this town. So basically, the people of this town have kind of elected this dragon to be their protector and, you know, the person that they go to settle disputes. And the dragon is fine with it as long as he gets all the magical apples he can eat. So this zine is going to start with you, a group of young adventurers that either come in this town or are from the town and have to become adventurers because the dragon mayor of Dragontown has gone missing and problems are starting to pop up, and the dragon isn't there to solve them, so it's up to you, the adventurers, to take care of business. I'm not going to get into any more detail about the actual adventure until later videos. Stay tuned to later videos. So yeah, there's still so much left to do. I don't even have a name for the dragon. I don't have a name for anything except for naming the town Dragontown. And honestly, my idea behind that is that the people in the area call it Dragon Town because of the dragon, but the town is probably actually called whatever this ruined fort that's up on the hill was called. That's probably the name of the town as well. But everybody has nicknamed it Dragon Town. That's like literally the only name I've given anything. There's still all the little places in the town, all the NPCs, all the monsters. Everything needs names, and it's just going to be so much fun to figure all this stuff out and make this idea that I have in my head for a fun little starting adventure come to life in this actual book, in an actual book. I'm so excited. So really, yeah, the reason I'm starting with this dragon illustration, by the way, I'm just working in Photoshop here. Really, I'm just trying to figure out the tone and the style. I want this Dragon Town zine to be a classic fantasy adventure. I mean, that's why there's this big dragon and there's magic and fun creatures and interesting NPCs. But I also want to strike a balance between feeling lighthearted and fun, which is the type of fantasy I love, but also have high adventure and danger and some scary stuff. I want it to be a good mix of all that stuff, and I want the illustration and the layout of the zine, all the choices I still have to make, I want those to reflect the feel of this adventure. So yeah, hopefully that is coming across in this dragon illustration. I imagine that this will be the illustration of the dragon in the zine. I'm just so excited about this project. I have more ideas for videos than I have time to make before this Kickstarter would probably launch, but I'm going to bring you along with this whole process of making this zine. I hope you're excited to hear more about Dragon Town, and you're also excited about learning from me stumbling my way through creating my very first RPG zine. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the first look at Dragon Town. Lots more to come. Thank you so much for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!